Hello and welcome again to David Taylor, the American Motors Guy. Now in this video, we're going to talk about the 2024 AMO convention being held in Petersburg, Virginia. Okay, I'm a Virginia boy. That's where I'm from. I am not technically from Petersburg. I'm actually was born and raised in the Chesapeake, Norfolk area. So, Virginia Beach, most of you've heard of all of that. All right, so with it being my home state, I know a little bit about the area, so I figured I would do this video to help out a little bit. All right. Now, Petersburg, Virginia, it is a Civil War town. That's its history. All right, so what I ended up doing was to kind of plan my trip and know what I might want to do and things that I may want to see on my way up there is if you're coming from the north and you're coming down 81 or at the 64-81 split area, there's a couple of little spots up in that area up around Roanoke, Virginia that you might want to try. And that is, one is the Natural Bridge, which is an awesome site. You can go out to it, and then where the actual bridge itself is, which is a giant rock, and traffic goes over top of you, and the river runs through the rock. So it's crazy, but if you look up, and there's people there who will give you a tour and that sort of stuff. There's a wax museum there as well. But when you do the tour with the Natural Bridge, you'll go up. If you look up in the, I think it's the upper left side, George Washington has carved his initials into that stone. And it was once owned by Thomas Jefferson, the Natural Bridge was. So I just thought I would throw that one out there. Also, there's another place to go see, and that is the D-Day Memorial. Now, most of y'all know what D-Day is, so we'll go on with that. It is the D-Day Memorial. My brother has visited. Every time that I've gone through, it was closed. So that's something I want to see. So I just thought I would throw that out there to y'all as well. Okay, so let's get back to Petersburg. All right, so I did a lot of searching on Travelocity and all these other places out there, and they always give you the top 10 list. All right, the top 10. Okay, so with the top 10 list, I was able to compile my own lists because this one would have 8. And this one would match its 8, but this one had 2 different ones. This one had 2 different ones. So what I ended up doing was kind of going through and then find out, well, this one has 1 different than all the rest. This one has 2 different than all the rest. So like I said, I compiled my own list. So here is the list. So I just thought I'd throw it out there to you. The Pamplin Historical Park. Pamplin Historical Park. Number 2 was Tydor Hall Plantation. And that's Tydor. Tydor Hall Plantation. All right. Number 3 was the National Museum of the Civil War. All right. Number 4 was the Blandford Church and Cemetery. Number 5 was the Center Hill Mansion. That's Centre. Hill Mansion. The Farmers Bank. And I always thought this one was interesting, didn't even know it was there. Now it's something I want to see. And it's the Pocahontas Island. Now this is the oldest black community in the United States. Something, hey, you need to check it out. All right, number 8 was the Exchange Building Museum. All right, and that is, let's see, number 9 was Poplar Grove National Cemetery. The White Oak Road Battlefield. And then the Peter Jones Trading Station. The Battersea Plantation, that's Battersea Plantation. And then the see if I can get this one right. Trapezium House, Trapezium House. And then this one I thought was pretty cool, and this is Escape Old Town. So they have these rooms set up, and you go in there and you got to figure out the clues on how to escape the room. All right, so that might be fun to do, okay? Now, 2024, the convention, it's hosting a huge anniversary for a bunch of different makes. So I thought I would just throw this out there as well. Now, it's the 70th anniversary of the NAS Metropolitan, all right? It is the 60th anniversary of the third generation Rambler, all right? And then the 50th anniversary of the Matador Coupe. Now, I'm hunting a Canassie Matador, so if you have one, that is the perfect car to bring, because I would love to video that car. That is something that's on my list. So if you think of it, the 50th anniversary of the Matador Coupe. And it's also the 40th anniversary of the XJ Jeep. All right? That's quite a bit. So you got a 70th, a 60th, a 50th, and a 40th. So I thought that was pretty cool. All right, so when you get into town, you want something to eat, you got to think of a couple of places to go. Well, if you're right there in Old Town, I found a couple of spots that I thought were pretty cool. Now, Chad checked this one out, and Chad Quayla went to the Oyster Society. And I read the reviews and that sort of thing, and it says it's a little bit high end, but the food was excellent. Okay? All right. And then this one kind of, it just kind of made me laugh because, like I said, I'm from that area, and it's the Croaker Spot. And if you know anything about that area and you've done a little saltwater fishing, croaker and spot are two very common fish that you would catch in the bay and at the mouth of the James River. So I got a kick out of that one. So it's the Croaker Spot. Now, it has a 4.4 star review on it. It says it's crab cakes and fish and chips, all these different items and stuff. And mostly it's based around seafood. But that was most of the dishes that they showed online was a seafood based kind of deal. And I love that kind of stuff, so I'm sure to check that one out. All right, then you have Old Town's Alibi. Now, Old Town's Alibi is a pub, so if you're in the mood for just a quick bite to eat and a nice cold beer, there you go. All right. And then if you're in for a little more Italian flair or Sicilian flair, you can head to Maria's in Old Town, and that had a 4.5 review, which was the highest in the area. And they said the music's a little loud, but the food is excellent. All right. So what other things are there? All right. Well, you're not far away from a few other places, so I thought I would share that as well. Okay. You're only an hour and 8 minutes from Jamestown, and some of you don't know what Jamestown is. Went there as a kid as a field trip. It is the oldest. It is the first, not the oldest, the first permanent English settlement in America. So it goes all the way back to 1607. So you can go take an hour drive, go over to Jamestown, and check out what it was like to live in the 1600s. Okay? So that ought to be pretty cool. All right, I think they have the ships there as well, which they are replicas of the ships from coming over here, but they have the ships, so you can check that out. There's more to see than just Jamestown itself. All right, you're only 26 miles from Richmond, and Richmond is full of history, and especially Civil War history. So I didn't do a whole lot of searching on Richmond, but I guarantee you there is a ton of stuff, and if you want to check it out, you're not that far away. Now, if you're bringing the grandkids or your youngins or whatever you're bringing, and you didn't want just to do a little getaway, just to get away from the cars and get away from everything and everybody and kind of make this more of a family vacation, then you're only an hour and 10 minutes away from Busch Gardens in Williamsburg. You have Williamsburg right there, then there's Busch Gardens in Williamsburg, and then you also have Water Country, USA. So that's part of some of the things that are around the area. You're not that far. You're probably 2 hours from Norfolk, Virginia. You're probably, I'm thinking, just guessing, 2.5, 3 hours from the Outer Banks of North Carolina. So if those are the things that you want to try to get in and try to do, then I suggest that you start planning now, make your reservations, figure out how you want to do things, and make it a family vacation. Make it a cool trip. The museum, which the show is attached to, will be playing a movie. Now, I'm going to do another video on that movie, and I suggest you watch because it's going to be a very important movie. Now, this museum that they have, it's a transportation museum, so I want you to check that place out as well. So there's plenty to do, plenty to see. Bring it, come on, let's go, let's have fun. I'll see you there in Petersburg. Remember to like, subscribe, and check out my other videos. My other parts video is coming out very soon. We're working on it, trying to get things closed up on that. And we'll have a third video for parts dealers and service providers. All right, see you next time.